All right. Blessings upon blessings. Thank you so much for being a part of this broadcast. My name is Ruben Arana. This is Worship Word Art, the Good Night, God Bless. I got a story to tell edition. Blessings upon blessings. Big up to you. And thank you so much for coming through. I am I don't think I'm going to be before you too long. I don't think this will be a long broadcast, but I don't want to set myself up for saying this is going to be really quick and then it ends up being much longer. So I just want to make sure that people can hear me. Uh, so if you can give me a thumbs up or something that indicates you can hear me in the audio section, that would be appreciated. And let me check out. All right, Brandy's here. Blessings to you, Brandy. All right, good evening, God bless. And let me see who else. Bridget, blessings to you. And Bob, blessings to you as well. Pamela is here. Hey, Pamela, great to see you. Blessings upon blessings. Okay, so if you don't mind sharing the broadcast out, you know what? Let me put this little thing up here real quick. All right. So depending on what device you're watching on, do share the broadcast out and do follow if you're not following. I do want to invite you to check out worshipwordart.org. And that is our right over there, right? That is our that is our website, and you can check that out, and you can scroll down and you'll see how you can check us out on Facebook. All right, we have a community there of individuals who like to talk about the prophetic, that like to deal and sharpen their prophetic voice and their ability to see, and also tap into their creativity. So definitely check that out when you have a quick moment. You know what? You can do it right after this broadcast. Hey, that's what's up. Okay, so even though it looks like this is a green screen, somebody mentioned to them, somebody brought this up before. I think it was like last week or maybe a couple of weeks ago. It looks like a green screen, right? But this is actually, that's an actual live backstage there. All right. Hey, what's going on? PJ, rising up. Good evening. God bless to you. And Camille, good evening. God bless to you. Okay. So I'm not going to be able to see who is in the broadcast unless they make a comment, right? So if you want me to say what's up to you, you have to make a comment, because the way this is set up, it doesn't show me who's actually watching. It only shows me the when a comment is being made. All right. Yo, big shout out to Philip Bryant. Oh, and I figured out, for those of you who want to, there it is. Okay. For those of you who want to make a comment and I can see their name on Facebook, there should, if you're watching this on a Facebook page, there should be a link above me somewhere, and it should have like StreamYard.com/something, right? If you tap on that link, that will allow you to have your name be displayed when you make a comment. So like my brother Phil right there, because he clicked on the link and he's allowing this to happen, I can see his face. Otherwise, it would just be the Facebook F. All right. So big shout out to Camille Sings. Good evening. God bless to you. Charles, good evening. God bless to you. All right. Yeah, this is StreamYard. Thank you. Thank you, Camille. Yes, this is StreamYard. If you're not following Philip Bryant, make sure you tap on his name, give him a strong follow. That man of God is doing some amazing things, and I'm super excited to be connected with him. We are growing in our leadership, and so big shout out to him. And of course, make sure you're tapping on Camille Singh's name. She's over there on the Periscope side, so tap on her name, give her a strong follow. Platinum level scoper, so definitely check her out. Yes, AJ, thank you so much for, I think it was yesterday, you posted that link. So that helped me to understand where you have to go. So again, if you're watching on Facebook, tap on the streamyard.com/Facebook link, and it should be above me somewhere in a hot link, so it'll be blue. All right. So let's go ahead. Hey, what's going on? Charlotte in the building. Blessings upon blessings to you, Charlotte. Great to see you. All right. So I want to talk to y'all about when fasting fails, and I think I'm going to come at it from an angle you might not be expecting. All right. So that's what I want to address today. When fasting fails, and I don't. Yeah, you know what? This is not going to be too long. It should be a pretty quick story, unless people have questions. All right. Love you too, bro. Big shout out to again. Let me put that up. Big shout out to. Yeah, no, I can see. No, I can see the comments. That's not the part I was talking about. Right? I can see the comments. What I'm saying is there would be on Facebook or anywhere, there will be people who are watching the broadcast, but I can't see who is watching the broadcast. I can only see who's watching the broadcast when they make a comment, right? So when you make a comment, then I can see you. If you don't make a comment, then I'm not going to be able to see you. That's what I was talking about. Salithia is in the building. Good evening. God bless to you. Blessings upon blessings. All right. Okay, so check out what happened. The way the fast failed, all right, I'm going to tell you the middle part first, and then we'll go to the beginning. The way the fast failed is that during my time of fasting, and when I got to the point of praying, I didn't hear a fresh word, right? I didn't hear what is it? Is it the rhema? Right? I didn't get a rhema word when I was in my fasting. And hey Terry, blessings upon blessings. All right, good evening, God bless to you. And so it struck me as odd, right? It struck me as odd that I didn't hear this. I didn't hear a fresh word. I didn't get any kind of clarity or instructions during my time of prayer while I was on the fast. And so I was like, wait, what's going on, Lord? I'm here praying, and I'm speaking, and I'm in speaking in my heavenly language, and I'm talking and all of that, and I'm praying, and I didn't really hear any kind of response. And hey, Emily, good evening to you. Good evening, God bless to you. So I didn't hear any kind of response. So I wasn't worried, right? Because this was a moment of silence. So it wasn't like, that God wasn't speaking to me in other times. So this particular moment of silence didn't put me in any state of fret or worry. It was just kind of a curiosity, because it was like, I'm usually ready to hear from you in this time when I pray. So where are you at? Where are you at? Okay. So then towards the end of my fast, all right, I'm about to tell you what happened at the beginning. Towards the end of my fast, it was about 6 o'clock or so. I did like 6 a.m. to 6 p.m. Nothing extensive. And towards the end of the fast, it was, I have an answer for you. I heard the voice, right? I heard the Holy Spirit speaking to my heart, just in regular daily activity. And I heard him say, I have an answer to you for why I wasn't speaking to you before. And I was like, okay, Lord, speak to me. I want to hear this. What is going on? And now let me bring you to the beginning of the story, the beginning of the situation. I was fasting under manipulation. And it was a beautiful way it was done, right? So the fasting began. I agreed to a fast under the guise of this is going to help me, right? And manipulation was used, and I agreed to it. All right. Hey Tanya, good evening. God bless to you. All right. And I agreed to this fast. And here is how it was. Here's how it was beautifully disguised. And what's weird, and here's the, I don't know if it's troubling or so. You know what? No, I'm not going to say it was troubling, but here's the interesting part: is that right? Is that it was something that I saw, like when I was asked to fast. Right, I saw the manipulation. I could see it. I was like, oh yeah, this person is trying to make me. And here's how it works. Right, this person was trying to make me feel guilty. Right, because they needed an answer. Right, they needed an answer from God, and that was legitimate. It was a legitimate answer. Right, a very legitimate, going through a lot, going through pain and all of that kind of stuff. So that connection, that pain started to pull on the heartstring. Right, that already started to pull on my heartstrings. Right, but then when it got turned into, I bet you're not going to fast. Right, I bet you're not going to fast for me. And I was like, oh, wait a second. That phrase right there is a phrase of manipulation to make me feel guilty into fasting, right? Yo, that's what's up. I know, Don Magic. I know, like I just talked about that earlier. Don Magic. I just fit. Like, if you catch the beginning of this broadcast, you'll see exactly what I'm talking about. This is actually not a fake background. This is actually a real background. So this is not blue screen. But anyway, uh, I digress because that's a funny question. So I actually addressed that. So the manipulation tactic, right? The manipulation tactic was trying to make me feel bad about not fasting, so that I would be convinced or talked into go ahead and fast, because this person in essence is challenging you, right? They're challenging you and challenging your here's the word. Here's the word. They're challenging my compassion, right? Yo, big shout out to Pastor Morris. Blessings upon blessings to you, right? And I saw it. I saw what they were doing. I could see it, right? They were challenging my compassion and using spiritual language and tools to get me to do this fast. And I saw it. And even though I saw it, I said, you know what? I recognize what's happening here. And this is going to be the last time we have a conversation. The conversation got cut off. I saw it. It's like I saw what was happening. And I wanted to go out I wanted the relationship to be severed on a note of, well, you're not gonna do that to me. You're not gonna sucker me in, or not, you're not gonna make me feel like, I don't care about your well-being, right? That was the mentality that I was thinking. I was like, oh yeah, you know what? I'm gonna go ahead and do this fast because I don't want to look like I don't care about their struggle and what they're going through. So we will fast together. We'll pray, and I'll pray and all of that. But this is it. What happened here is enough for me to cut this off. I don't want that type of friendship. I don't want that type of relationship, right? And so, uh, yeah, not really, not fully. I don't. Yeah, I always display myself, and I always tell people, connect with God for yourself and all of that. But there is power in a unified fasting, right? So there, that's why we fast together. There is a power when all of us come together and we fast. So I don't want to make it sound, I don't think I'm making it sound that way, right? Like, I have a better connection to the Lord than somebody else. I hope that's not what's coming across. So we can now fast forward, and we get to my time of prayer, right? And I like praying. I like praying in the shower. I have one of those. I just got one of those big shower heads, right? That does like the rain, the huge raindrops and all of that kind of stuff, right? So I like being in there. I love the sound of water, right? That just puts me in a mood, right? I love the sound of water, and I love it how it hits on your head and all that. So that was my moment of relaxation and just being able to hear and meditate on the goodness of the Lord, and just be in my quiet space, right? And and I was doing all that I did, right? I did my prayer, right? I did my prayer, and I did the my I my speaking in tongues, and I was confessing sin, and cleansing, all of that kind of stuff. And normally what happens is I get that fresh word. I get that rhema. I get a communication. I get a dialogue. That's what normally happens. I get a back and forth kind of talk. It's like, hey, how you doing? And I do it kind of casual, right? How are you doing, Lord? What's going on? How are things with you, God? Those kind of things. So uh, and I didn't get a response back. It was like, it was so sad. It was like, yo, what is this? Where you at? I don't hear you. I don't hear you. And then the answer came at the end of the fast. The answer came at the end of the fast, and he said, "You fasted under under the wrong spirit, right? That was not something I called. I did not call that fast for you, right?" Blessings, to Officer Keith. Blessings to you. Big shout out to my brother Keith Jowers is in the building. Say hello to your wife. Blessings to you. Good evening. God bless to you. Right? Yeah. So at the end of that day, so the end of that fast, I heard you fasted. You did this without under the under a manipulation, under a manipulative spirit. Right? This was not something I called. I did not ask you to do this. And that was sobering. That was sobering. And it was my first experience in this, right? Hey PJ, all right, blessings to you. Uh, yeah, no, it's awesome to catch you live as well. If you guys don't know about Brother Keith Jowers, he's an amazing man of God. He has a podcast, and I believe if you tap on his name, you can follow him, and check out his timeline, and check out some of his podcasts. But yeah, he's actually somebody I've met. That's one of the beautiful things about the social media stuff. I've actually had an opportunity to hang out with him. So awesome individual. But yeah, so the fast was not effective in the way that I thought it could be, because it was not a fast that the Lord called. No, I accepted the manipulation. And what's even telling, right, is that I saw the manipulation, and I still fell for it, right? I still fell for it. That's my bad. That is absolutely my bad. I saw the manipulation, and I still went for it. And but because this was a new thing for me, right? That particular experience was new. It's not my first time being manipulated, right? I don't think I think we should all be mature enough to understand, or maybe yet humble enough to understand that we have been manipulated before. I don't think people are walking around talking like, yo, you can't trick me. Okay, let's let's see how long that lasts, right? But I saw it and I still fell for it, but I recognize it as something that I can look out for in the future, right? I can look out for that kind of thing in the future. It pulled on my heartstrings. It absolutely did, right? And so in a as I go forward in ministry, as I go forward in my call, now that I've actually experienced, right? Right, exactly, Camille. It makes you aware of it. It makes me aware of it. Now that I've experienced, what this process was like, and experience a silence. That's the part that sticks to you, right? That's the part that sticks to your rib, right? When you're expecting to hear and have a good conversation with the Lord, and He's silent, and that's the kind of thing that sticks. And I'm like, oh, okay, all right, you didn't like that part, huh? So let me not do that again. Let me not do that again. They will just have to be okay with me saying no. All right. They're just gonna have to be okay with that. Right. I know, right? Crickets. Yo, that kind of stings a little bit. It yeah, you know what? To be honest, it didn't sting. Yeah, it actually didn't sting. And it didn't, and the reason why it didn't sting is because I knew my relationship wasn't lost, right? It was just a moment of silence. That's all it was. So it didn't really sting. It was just really noticeable. That's what's the difference. I wasn't in pain. I didn't feel like God abandoned me or anything like that. And not, and to verify that, 4 hours later, I heard his voice clearly instructing me on what happened. So I didn't feel a loss of connection with God. It was just very noticeable. And I don't have motivation to do that again. Right? Right. Exactly. I don't have the motivation to be manipulated, made to feel guilty over spiritual things, right? And that's what I learned today. All right. Yeah. Yeah. Chat is set. Good evening. God bless to you. Yes, that's a good way to phrase it. In essence, the fast led you to disconnect the friendship. Yeah, it did. It did. Yeah, and it wasn't really the fast that disconnected the friendship. It was the it was how the request was made, right? It was how the request was made. So it wasn't the fast itself. I agreed to a fast under the guise of manipulation. Right, exactly. So I might do another fast if it's done in the right manners. If somebody says, "Hey, brother, can you fast with me?" or something along those lines, and I hear the Holy Spirit saying to me, "Okay, this you can go ahead and do," right? Then go forth with that, right? But yeah, when you see it and you acknowledge it and you recognize it, that's your fault. That was my fault. I saw it, I recognized it, and I still went forth because it pulled on my heartstrings, and that's my bad. But I learned. This was my first time experiencing something like that, and I learned. So I think we're good, right? Hey, Sister Morena, blessings upon blessings to you. All right. God bless to you. Thank you so much for coming through. And right, right. Okay, so that's my short broadcast. I certainly pray that your day is going fantastically well. And for those who I might have missed, good evening, God bless to anybody that I did not say good evening, God bless to. And to close out, uh, yes, they know, they're aware. Yeah, I don't. That's a painful kind of way. I don't like ghosting people, right? So yeah, I don't. That's a painful. That's an extra like you know turn in the blade of the knife, right? Ghosting people sucks. So I I I answered all the questions and I let them know what was happening, why it was happening. I was completely thorough in explaining why this relationship had to end in this way. So they have all the answers because it sucks. It sucks when relationships end and you're still filled with questions of why and what happened and what did I do and all of that, all of those questions that mull in your head, right? They start to attack you. That I don't want that for anybody, right? I don't want anybody to go through that. So so I answered all the questions. I let them know in full detail what was going on, why it was going on, and went from there. Yeah, right. To have the closure, right? Exactly. Amen. Well, yeah. Well, that was good. That was good. Big shout out to everybody coming through, and uh, Diane, blessings upon blessings to you. I see you. Good evening. God bless to you. And thank you everybody for coming through. And if there is, yeah, so if you want to contact me, you can always reach me at worshipwordart.org. You can always send me an email at worshipwordart@gmail.com. If you want to sow a seed, you can always sow a seed at the Cash App, $RARANA. And Lord willing, we'll catch each other again tomorrow. I believe we're going to be playing again with my brother Joshua Rivers. If you saw last week's broadcast, he was playing the piano while I was painting. I think we're going to do that again tomorrow, and if that happens, then I'm excited. And if that doesn't happen, I'm still excited. So we'll do something tomorrow. All right. Take care, everybody. God bless.